Hey Ocean crew, welcome to my channel. My name is Karen and I'm from Ocean Chicks Films. Tonight on a brand new episode of Final Girls of Horror, I'm taking a look at the movie Kiss of the Damned from 2012. So the reason I chose this movie is because March is Women in Horror Month, and the girls all decided that we would each choose this week our favorite female director in a film. And it was a really tough decision to make, but I was looking up stuff last night and I found Can Cassavettes, who is the director for this film. She is the daughter of John Cassavetes and Gina Rowland, and I thought, I gotta check this out for sure, and I'm really glad I did because I really think this is a beautiful film. It's a little bit of a change from the meat market type of deal that we've been watching, slasher films and that kind of thing, but I really enjoyed this film, so I thought I would talk about it tonight. And just so you know, there will be spoilers, so if that's not cool, then just click off now and we'll catch you on the next one. Kiss of the Damned from 2012. A handsome screenwriter falls for a seductive vampire and a passionate romance evolves, until her cruel, destructive sister comes to destroy it all. Directed by Can Cassavettes, starring Milo Ventimiglia, Josephine Baume, and Roxane Mesquida. This film is a beautifully artistic vampire film. Now there are some kills and some blood, guts, and gore for sure. Had to have some of that in there too, but everything's just really beautifully put together, and I think she's very inspired obviously by her parents in filmmaking. The cinematography, the scenes, the costume design, the acting, everything's very sexy and very beautiful. I really enjoyed that. It's also got a really good score and soundtrack. There's even classical music in it, and I hate classical music, but it just really worked here, and I found it just added to the whole feel of the film. So the movie starts out with this beautiful female vampire named Juna, spelled D-J-U-N-A, which I thought was really pretty. And she meets this guy in an old school video store, of all things, with complete with VHS tapes and everything. His name's Paulo. He's human, she's a vampire. He doesn't know she's a vampire. They meet and there's chemistry immediately. He is a screenwriter and they end up going for a drink at a bar, and she has wine. There's lots of wine featured in this movie, but I'm not really sure if it's wine or blood, but it's very elegant and very beautiful. So they hit it off in this bar. They end up leaving to go back to her place. It's dark, it's night, it's raining, the mood is set. They get back to her place, they're watching this black and white film. They start to become romantic, and she starts to turn and she freaks out and kicks him out, but he's just so obsessed with her already. He goes to kiss her through the gate and she bites his lip, and as he's walking away, there's blood just gushing down his mouth as he's walking away, and it's just somehow so romantic and beautiful. And as an aside, Jennifer Tochi, you're gonna want to watch this movie because this guy is hot. You're gonna like it. But like I said, he's super obsessed with her and he won't leave. So she's trying to explain to him that she's a vampire and that he has to leave because he's human, and he doesn't believe it. So they end up working it out so that she gets tied to the bed with these chains, and the idea is that she'll change in front of him to prove that she's a vampire. And he ends up unchaining her even after she changes because he doesn't care. He's so in love with her at this point. And of course, he gets bitten and then he becomes a vampire too. So then after that, she ends up having to introduce him to this society of vampires. So there's a leader, this woman, very beautiful. She has this massive mansion with all of these beautiful vampire people and this beautiful setting and costumes and all of that. And they fall in love with him. They accept him right into the group. But one little glitch that happens is her really troubled sister, who's also a vampire, shows up in the picture. And you can tell right off the get-go that this girl is going to be trouble. So her sister's name is Mimi, and she's very beautiful. She's very kick-ass, you know, dark hair, that kind of a girl. And the first thing she says to her sister is, "You look great. what's your secret? Dark blood? It's like, you can tell there's going to be trouble there. They're all at this house, and it's like this high society of vampires, this ball that they're having. Everyone's drinking champagne and wine, and the lead vampire is a woman, and she's very powerful, and her name's Xenia. But she's developed from this company this synthetic blood for them to all consume to survive instead of killing people. But the lead character's sister, the troublesome one, Mimi, she goes out to a nightclub and hooks up with a guy, and she attacks and kills him to feed off of his blood. So at this ball, Xenia and the lead vampires end up having this roundtable meeting where they talk politically and philosophically about this synthetic blood that they've had created, and they're all trying it out in these little shot glasses. It's very cool. I love how they did that. I also love very much how the female characters are very strong, powerful characters in this film, because sometimes that's rare in horror. So the vampires are discussing how they're similar to humans, but that they could potentially become a superior race. They're working on this synthetic bloodline. They're not killing humans. They're being well-behaved and secretive, and they're thinking that that can elevate them, except for one stick in the mud, and that would be Mimi, the sister. She is wild and causing so much trouble. She's having sex with men and women, and she's killing people, and she's just savage. She's also being really mean to her sister as well, completely self-absorbed. So you know it's going to go downhill from there. And then in walks Ben, Paolo's agent, because remember I said he was a screenwriter. Well, I guess he still wants to be a screenwriter, but now he's got this wife. And Ben is just talking to him about future work that they're going to do and all that kind of thing. And he's played by Michael Rapaport. You remember him from Boston Public? I do. And Deep Blue Sea. What else was he in? I think he was in Friends. He played Phoebe's boyfriend for a few seasons, I think. Anyways, I think he's really awesome. He's the agent, and he's discussing things with them. But then the sister gets her hooks in him because he drinks a little bit too much. He asks if he can stay overnight at their house before he drives back into town. And so that's where everything goes to hell. And the sister Mimi, she seduces him and of course savagely kills him. There's tons of blood, and it's very gross and very cool all at the same time. The next day, Mimi is walking around in this tank top, and it actually has a picture of a missing child on the front. And it's like, whoa, so weird. What an ironic thing to have on. But she doesn't stop there. Nope. She ends up seducing and sleeping with Paolo. Then she goes on to the lead vampire, Xenia, because she's just determined to destroy everybody and everything. She goes on to her, and she tricks her into killing a human. Now, Xenia has made a vow with all the rest of the vampires to not kill humans or consume human blood. That's why this synthetic blood. But what she does is she takes this beautiful young woman and she brings her in, and Xenia is attracted to her. She gives her a glass of wine, and she cuts the glass at the edge. So when the girl takes a drink, she cuts her lip and she starts to bleed, and that just throws Xenia into this frenzy, right? And she ends up attacking her and killing her and, you know, drinking her blood. So that kind of screws everything up because she's just devastated that this has happened. So afterwards, Xenia ends up driving away from the scene all proud of herself, much like the scene with Uma Thurman in Kill Bill when she's driving away in the car. Same kind of deal. But this deer jumps out in front of the car. She swerves not to hit it. The car flips. She ends up dead, I guess, but then comes back to life because she's a vampire. And she starts sort of stumbling, walking down the highway looking for help. And the sun starts to come up. And there is something that will kill them. The sun will kill them. So the sun starts to come up and it starts to fry her. And this the maid comes out from the house, and she's not going to help her because she knows she's in a lot of trouble. And the sun begins to burn her up. She collapses down and she ends up just like a toasted marshmallow, all crispied up, and she dies. So that was pretty cool. Then after that, the two main characters, the couple, they end up, they want to move away from this house in this town to a new place where nobody will know who they are, and then they can kind of carry on with their life. And that's how it ends. And apparently this film was inspired by gothic vampire movies in the 70s. So I really enjoyed it. I really like it, maybe because I like that time period and I really love vampire movies, and it kind of goes together really well. It's really beautiful and really artistic. Apparently it was filmed in New York and Connecticut, and just some beautiful shots and scenes, and I just loved it. I really highly recommend it. It's really got it all. It's got sex, drugs, bloody violence, nudity, everything. Language even. One of my favorite things. So for my review, I'm going to give it 4 shark bites out of 5 because I really liked it, and it's free to watch on Tubi, so check it out. And if you like this video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up because it helps me out a lot, and subscribe to the channel for more movie reviews like this, more Final Girls of Horror, and more movie talk interviews. I'm negotiating this incredible interview with a team of paranormal investigators, and I'm crossing my fingers. So send positive vibes my way so that that'll happen, and if it does, I will announce it as soon as I find out. I just want to say I thank you guys so much for stopping by, and don't forget to go check out the other Final Girls videos. They've all picked different female directed movies, so that's pretty exciting. It's a little bit different this month. I hope you guys check this movie out and let me know in the comment section below what you think. Have a great rest of your week, and we will talk to you again soon. Bye guys!